There's a moment that countless men experience but rarely discuss openly. You're in a completely ordinary setting, a cafe, a social gathering, or simply walking down the street, and a younger woman looks directly at you. Not past you, not through you, at you. And before your conscious mind has time to process it, something inside you reacts. Then your thoughts quickly step in. You convince yourself it was nothing. You tell yourself she couldn't possibly be interested. You assume whatever you felt was simply your imagination, rather than something real. So you dismiss it before it has a chance to make you uncomfortable and carry on as though nothing happened. But something remains, a feeling that lingers long after the moment is gone. That lingering feeling isn't vanity, nor is it fantasy. It's your nervous system recognizing something before self-doubt had the chance to override it. And what it recognized was genuine. This video is not about pretending age doesn't matter. That would be ignoring reality. Age does matter, but not in the way modern society often suggests. The message many men have absorbed over the years, the belief that genuine attraction somehow becomes unavailable after a certain age, is not rooted in psychology. More often than not, it's cultural conditioning. And that conditioning has prevented many men from understanding something important. There is a reason deeper than confidence, deeper than status, deeper than success, charm, or any dating strategy. A reason why a younger woman may repeatedly find herself drawn to a man like you. We'll get there. But first, you need to understand something she may not even be able to fully explain herself. Most of the time, she only understands the feeling. Let's start by removing some of the noise so we can see what's actually happening. You already know how society tends to react to this topic. You've seen the raised eyebrows. You've heard the comments disguised as concern. Perhaps some of those beliefs have even become part of your own internal dialogue. The voice that says this is inappropriate, unrealistic, self-deception. The voice that insists a man is simply refusing to accept his age. That voice often sounds so confident that many men accept it as fact without ever questioning it. Yet there's one thing that perspective consistently overlooks. Attraction is not primarily a social calculation. It is a nervous system response. And the nervous system doesn't stop to check someone's birth year before reacting. When a woman feels attracted to a man, her body isn't running mathematical equations. It isn't comparing ages on a chart or generating compatibility percentages. Long before conscious thought arrives, she is responding to signals. Signals of steadiness. Signals of emotional security. Signals that reveal whether a man is genuinely present or simply performing. Signals that communicate whether being around him makes her feel more connected to herself or less. Those signals have very little to do with the number of years he has lived and almost everything to do with the person he has become. The real problem isn't your age. The problem is that many men evaluate themselves using a framework that was never designed to explain this type of attraction. They compare themselves against standards built around novelty, appearance, competition, and speed. Through that lens, they often feel inadequate, but that may not be the lens she's using. The qualities you may have quietly apologized for throughout the years, your calmness, your patience, your certainty, your lack of urgency, are not weaknesses disguised as strengths. In many cases, they are the attraction signal itself. And for some women, those qualities communicate more than anything else possibly could. One of the biggest misunderstandings men have about age gap attraction is assuming that a younger woman is simply overlooking the difference in age. They imagine she's making a compromise. They assume she's giving up something she truly wants in exchange for something else she values more. They believe the attraction is temporary, conditional, and destined to fade. But that isn't always what's happening. For many women, particularly those who have moved beyond the excitement of purely novelty-based attraction, the qualities that often accompany life experience are not secondary advantages. They are the main attraction. The years themselves, the lessons learned, the refinement gained, the challenges survived and integrated. These things are not barriers to attraction. In many situations, they are exactly what create it. Think about what time quietly develops in a man who has genuinely paid attention to his life. It develops the ability to sit comfortably in a room without needing to dominate it. It cultivates the patience to allow a moment to unfold naturally, rather than forcing it toward a specific outcome. It creates emotional gravity, not heaviness, but gravity. The sense that a man has lived enough life that he no longer requires constant validation in order to feel secure. Now think about what a woman's nervous system is truly searching for beneath cultural expectations and social influences. Not what looks impressive from the outside, not what her friends might approve of. At a deeper level, she is often looking for that gravity, that steadiness, that quiet confidence, the presence of a man who doesn't feel compelled to prove himself. The younger man who enters a room determined to establish himself can absolutely be attractive. He can be charismatic, energetic, and engaging. But there is another kind of man, the man who sits down without needing attention, the man who smiles quietly at something personal without feeling the need to explain it. The man who isn't scanning the room for approval. The man whose presence carries weight without demanding anything in return. She notices that man. She may not immediately understand why, but she notices. And very often, that is where attraction begins.